Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and especially merciful. Dear viewers across the globe, I greet you with the greeting of Salam or Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace be unto all of you. Ameen, ameen. Dear viewers, welcome to this program. We have a new episode about that. Perhaps the ayah, the verse that I'm going to share with you today is a little bit longer than others, yet it is very essential for all of us, very important. Any treasure, anything you take from the whole Quran is considered a treasure. This is how you deal with the Quran. All of it, no exception. No exception. From first page to the last page, every line, every ayah, every verse is considered a treasure in itself. Because we said that. Why? Because it is the verbatim of Allah. It is the words of Allah. No other book on this world, on this planet, carries the exact words of Allah except one. So every word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is treated or should be treated by humans that it is treasure. And here is one treasure which is very simple. It's chapter number 16, ayah number 71. Chapter number 16, ayah number 71. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله فضل بعضكم على بعض في الرزق, which can literally be translated as Allah preferred or gave some preference to you in sustenance, in a rizq above others. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made some of you above others. الله فضل بعضكم على بعض في الرزق. So it talks about the issue of rizq, which can literally be translated as sustenance. You would find most of the scholars would disagree on this because they would say, yes, rizq means sustenance, yet it's not limited to that. It's far bigger than this. Education is rizq. Sabr that's given to you from Allah is rizq. Everything that's given to you is kind of rizq. So why limit it to sustenance? So it tells us in our life, yes, we see here and there, in your elementary school, in high school, in college, in university, in workplace, you will find some people are above others. How did they get there? Is it mainly because of their skills? Is it mainly because their amount of work that they do? They exert a lot of effort day and night. They make a lot of research. They go here and there. They participate in this conference and in this seminar, and they do this and they do this experiment. They go to these labs. They travel from one country to countries. You can say yes and no. What I say that sometimes you can interpret it this way. But many other times you do not interpret it that way. You find a person who is average, has average skills, yet for whatever reasons, he bought a land somewhere And I bought a land just beside, next to his land, yet for whatever reason, he sold his land triple the price that I sold my land for, or the opposite. So it's not a matter of my skill. You say you cannot. You cannot say that it's a matter of my skill. What is it? What is it? Is it my education? Because I am better educated than others, and that's why I am richer than them. And the whole world would say no. Most of the people who are rich in the world are not as educated as the other ones. Otherwise, we would find that the physicians and the doctors are the richest people in the world, which is not true. What is it? What makes a person having more risk than others? Tell me, what is it? What is it? How can we reach there? It tells us all the answers that you are going to say are incorrect, except one answer. The one answer that is correct, it is because of Allah. No matter what you do, no matter how many abilities do you have, how many skills do you have, how many this and this, the final thing is it's in the hand of Allah. And remember that one of the attributes of Allah, He is one. There are no two Allahs, there are no two gods. There's only one God. And He has full control of the issue of rizq. So it is His hand. And He gives rizq to whom He wants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, based on His knowledge and based on His wisdom, He distributes rizq among people. You cannot intervene in that. No other power shares with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this. It's only His. So first of all, it makes you surrender. So it is not your boss. It's not your neighbor. It's not the amount of wealth that has been left to you by your parents. It's not the level of education that you got. It's not all those. Even if you have all these factors, still the issue of rizq, the issue of sustenance is not because of that. It's because of only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He has the one who has the right to prefer this one or the other one for His own wisdom. There is only one God. This is the wisdom, by the way. Why this universe has only one God? Because if there are two, they will definitely have different opinions among themselves. They will have disputes among themselves. The whole destruction of this universe can happen if you have two gods in this universe. It's only one. It's only one, and this is very logical. This is understood even by children. You find any country, any allies, any organization, it has only one boss, one leader. And here it teaches us this one. So in other words, you can deduce hundreds of lessons from this. Don't grieve. Don't be sad. If you do your work and the other one does his work, it's almost the same work, equal, but for whatever reason, the other person's work is taken and yours is not taken. He is selected to work in that company that pays more, even if he doesn't know that. But all of a sudden, things change, and 2 years later, he will be much better in a place, much better than your place. No guarantee. If there is no guarantee, you have to do your work. But you have to do it in the way that pleases Almighty Allah. This is the minimum requirement that Allah wants from you. Yet, the amount of rizq is not related to that. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this life is a test. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Allah created this whole life and death that happens to everyone as a sort of test for us. Allah can give you some money to test you, how you are going to use it. Are you going to use it in the way that pleases Allah or not? If you do it, you pass this level of test. Yet there is another test. If you pass the other test, or even if you fail it, there is another test. So it is a chain or series of tests throughout your life, all your life. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم. Whole life is all about tests. You have to be evaluated. And this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designs life. So if this is the way you accept it, the way you live with that, is that to understand what is the wisdom of this life. It's something more important than this. It's something more important than money. It's something more important than risk. It's something more important than property. It's something more important than, yes, there is. When you know why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you, when we know that the wisdom of our creation, can we understand it fully? Yes, we will understand the nature of this life more and more and more. And no more we will focus on the issue of rizq or the issue of money only now. If you don't know the wisdom of the creation, definitely you will be in a puzzle. You will be puzzled. You will be disoriented. You will never answer this. You will never know why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preferred this person and He made him rich and did not prefer the other one and He did not make him or make her rich. But if you know the wisdom of this creation, why are you here on this planet? Why are you here? Why aren't you this or that? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He taught us, that He created humans and jinns to worship Him. We are here on this planet, on this place, is to worship Allah. So what is the meaning of worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is to do what He wants you to do and to avoid what He wants you to avoid, is to obey Him. He's the creator. He's the owner of this universe. So He made you, He created you in this to see how much you obey Him and how much you disobey Him. And according to your performance, according to the evaluation of your life and the evaluation of what you have done, the evaluation of your performance, He will upgrade you, He will reward you according to your deeds. So this life is a world of deeds. And this means, this implies it's a world of tests. Every day you may confront one test, you may confront 20 tests, you may confront by hundreds of tests. or you may find one or two tests only. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who decides. No other one decides except Almighty Allah, which is something that you become very comfortable with, because it's only one, they are not two. Because you may say that this one has an easy test. No, 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 no. Never ever say that, because even you don't know the level of difficulty of this test. You don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one. But what you need to know is about Him, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, no one else is as fair as Allah. You know that He is Al-Adl. The more you know about the qualities and the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more you are comfortable with this world. The more you may come across a very difficult test, yet at the same time you are still thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are still obeying Him. You're not resenting. You are not rejecting whatever situation you are in. You come across it. You confront it willingly, and you leave it in the hand of Allah. You do what is required from you, and the results are in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is Al-Alim and Al-Hakim and Al-Adl and so on and so on and so on. This is the way you find yourself. You find the Muslims, alhamdulillah, are on a very high level of satisfaction. They are satisfied with this life. And all these things that we hear about, that how to make your employees, your neighbors, the workers, your students, anyone, how to make them happy, live a happy life. We find a lot of good ideas, a lot of suggestions, good positive suggestions towards that. Yet we need to focus more and more and more on this kind of rule. The more you please Almighty Allah, the more satisfaction you have in this life. If you want to be satisfied in this life, the shortcut is to please Almighty Allah. This is the shortcut. Of course, it has many details, and we ask Allah and we want from Allah to be guided towards this. Sincerely, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to that and to give us the ability to share what we have with others. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.